Hello, friends. Welcome. Hopefully I'm live. Let me know if my voice sounds weird. If it's crackly, let me know. I got to restart my audio thing. I can't tell unless it's, yeah. Anyway, welcome. These here are, no, this way. These here are AnimateDiff animations. You might notice that they aren't flickery. They're incredibly smooth. This is a new thing that we have in Stable Diffusion now, for making these animations that use not only 2D space or 3D space, but almost fourth dimensional space because we get time. So they're trained with motion LoRa's, or motion models. So there's a motion model and a motion LoRa, optional motion LoRa, and it sits on top of regular models. So as a result, we can use all the base models that already exist, all the fine-tuned stuff, all the checkpoints, all the LoRa's, all the everything. And then we can apply these motion, like these temporal models to them and add animation to that model. So we get chunks of time, essentially, now. So we know what happens between this time and that time. So maybe it's 16 frames, whatever. I think a lot of them are trained in 16 frame intervals. One of the cool things that ComfyUI has in the way of the ComfyUI AnimateDiff-Evolved nodes is a sliding context window. So we're actually able to extend the length of these animations beyond 16 frames into like a lot of the animations you see beside you are, or beside me, are they're all like 280 frame animations. So how are we able to break the 16 frame limit? It's my very probably flawed understanding that if you think about it like a tape deck, we're looking at 16 frames, and then we're looking at another 16 frames, and then we're looking at another 16 frames, and then we're looking at another 16 frames, and the context actually slides in place. So it's, instead of it being like super chunky, we get these really cool transitions where things are like glooping and globbing into each other, you know, for lack of a more technical term. They're glib globbing and wibble wobbing into each other. And as a result, you get these really, really, really like organic fluid animations. So I'm just going to go through my workflow for that today. Basically, like, if you are confused, you don't know what ComfyUI is, you don't have any of that stuff installed, there's a link in the description below to my last video. So you can just go back and start there, and I walk you through setting up ComfyUI and setting up all this stuff. So not to throw you off this video, but we'll just be playing with settings essentially today. But if you want to learn how to install it, that's just one video back in my live section or in the comments below. There's a link at the top of the description for the setup and like how these nodes work. But yeah, so just for brevity for today, we're just gonna dive right in and have some fun. So let me get it loaded up here. Hopefully, hey, look at that, it worked. So here's an animation I did earlier. It's pretty cool. Right now I'm actually messing with this thing called oh, I'm having a brain fart. It's called Free and it's free lunch. Free lunch in Diffusion Unit. I'm looking for the examples here so you can see what the hell I'm talking about. Yeah. So what this does is it gets in between the model and the sampler, and it tries to fix what it sees and all the fine detail and stuff. So what I'm trying to do right now is run it in line with my animations to see if it'll fix every frame sort of in the animation. And it seems to, I've done a lot of testing this morning, and it did a pretty noticeable difference, especially in the contrast and clarity with some of the stuff I've been doing. So I'm going to leave it plugged in because it's pretty much like it doesn't seem to take any more compute to do, but it seems like almost like a free refiner step if you want to try to clean up your outputs. There are settings to it, and there are like, you know, like weights and stuff for it. So I'm just running it at default settings, but I would suggest like looking at it and trying to understand what B1, B2, S1, and S2 mean, and like what these weights, how they affect the image, because I might be using it wrong. It might be better results with different things, but I've noticed it works really good with realistic stuff, works really good with people, landscapes, things like that. Illustrated, like abstract stuff, it gives it more contrast, but the lighting changes a lot. So it seems to get a little flickerier in my testing, but it's worth it, I think, for the sort of dramatic increase in like quality and the detail you get in the background, which is something that's kind of lacking when it's not running. So yeah, it's built into ComfyUI. All you have to do is open up the manager, and yeah, that's basically where I'll probably end up. I'm honeymooning right now with it. Nobody feels time set. It's great, but he doesn't leave it on all the time. But they don't leave it on all the time because it can tend to over soften, which is definitely a thing. So yeah, your mileage may vary, and it might be a matter of changing the weights too to make it like just very subtle, or just turn it off, whatever. So if you just update ComfyUI or fetch updates and update ComfyUI, the free U node will become available, and then you just double click anywhere and sorry, I think I need to zoom out a bit. Yeah, double click anywhere and add a free U, and it'll add the free U node, and then you just basically plug it in between the model wherever you want it. So either out of the LoRa or out of the main model. Yeah, it's so fluid. Like the way it sort of, it's so cool. So for reference, I'm loading my checkpoint. I'm loading my animation LoRa. Then I've plugged FreeU into that, and then it's gone into AnimateDiff. This is for a run without it. So when I want to see what it looks like without it, I can just plug in the plug this one into this one. And then I can run a second one and see and compare, what it looks like without versus what it looks like with, which is always good when you're testing stuff like this. It's things can feel a certain way, but it's good to have a really good visual representation. But this is one without this is one without for you, and this is with it. I think this will be a less flickery without it, but I don't want to run a whole other animation to test, so I'm just gonna unplug that, and we'll just play with it for a while. The animation LoRa is, for this I'm using temporal diff, and that's it. I'm not using any of the motion LoRas. They're cool though. They're really neat. That's for like panning left and right and up and down and stuff like that. Rotate and zoom in and zoom out. And I'm just using the regular MSE 840K. Yeah, the workflow, this workflow, I can make it available. Oh yeah, I do. It's in between the that's just like a stable diffusion LoRa though. It's like a Dream Booth image LoRa. They trained on my work, it's not a motion model that I trained. I have no idea how to train a motion model. That'd be cool though. But yeah, I have a face LoRa, which is kind of creepy to use because it like starts drawing crazy versions of me. But yeah, this workflow, I can save it and drop it on my Discord. Save YouTube, ControlNet. What else are we doing in this? AnimateDiff. Yeah, I'm gonna just drop this in the resources channel in my Discord, and you can just join and grab it there if you want the JSON to just play along. Where did I just put it? Downloads? Nope. Desktop? I can find it. There it is. All right, so if you just download the JSON file on my Discord in resources channel, you can just drag it into Comfy or load it here. And if you don't know how to get on my Discord, it's just purz.xyz, and you just go to this link right here, and that will invite you, and you can grab the stuff there. Yes, absolutely. I'll walk through the animate diff. Let me add my stupid face LoRa because they're always entertaining as hell. 40-year-old man taking a selfie out front. Taking a selfie. Where should I be taking a selfie? In the Grand Canyon? At the Grand Canyon. Yeah. We're going to get rid of this. Oh, yeah. Black screen's not good, but I don't know why it would just go black. You should check the temperature with the process manager. If it's getting up over like 85 degrees or whatever, it's probably bad news bears. You do that too many times, you might unfortunately roast your GPU. 69420. Okay, let's this is actually, so this is going to be a little confusing because I've got some extra nodes here that we don't really need right now. So let me move that stuff down here so it's sort of out of the context. We don't need this reroute. Yeah, okay. So we're starting with a checkpoint, loading a checkpoint. Then we're loading a LoRa. You can put as many LoRas as you want in here. You connect the model and the clip, push it through to whatever else was connected at the end. Ignore the stuff that goes down. That's for my secondary run without the for you. You don't have to worry about that. So we use the uniform context options in with the AnimateDiff-Evolved tools because it lets us determine the context length and the stride number, which is I think is like how maybe like a buffer, like the overlap buffer, where it is, or like how wide the sort of strip is. So I don't really understand it. I need to look more into it. So like, you know, just, oh, the invite expired. One sec, I'll get a new one. That's unacceptable. No limit. 30 days. Maybe I have to make a community. All right, here's the Discord link. That one should work. I'll update it on my website after the stream tonight. Hello, what's up, Micah? I'm getting badooped. People joining the Discord. Hello, welcome. Welcome to the Discord. All right, let's get back to it. AnimateDiff, uniform context options. We just plug this into context options, and that lets us control all this stuff from here. I don't think you actually need to plug that in if you don't want to even mess with the changing this stuff. So, like, I think all this stuff is sort of this by default, so you can just leave this off if you don't want to change any of this stuff. I was messing with context length to see what it does, and in a word, it just creates chaos when you change these numbers. I need to get a better understanding of what it does. All right, now we're loading images. Okay, so this is a bit of an augmentation of the workflow. I'm loading one of the masks I made in Blender. So this is a black and white looping animation. This is just like, it's the animation. It's just all the frames of the animation. So basically, like, we got this as our input, and we're using that into ControlNet, and we're using the QR code monster ControlNet. This is just something I've been messing with for these smooth animations. You can use whatever control nets you want. I've been playing with QR ControlNet for a lot lately because it works really good with black and white masks. And then at different weights, you see the mask more and more. So you can sort of, like, this is a very low weight on the mask, so it's just pushing the pixels around. But if I turn the weight up on the control net, you can really see this pattern in the animation. So you can control like how much of it goes into the animation. I can show some examples of that once I get one running, and we're just kind of waiting for it to happen. And then because of the nature of these, I just make them 280 frame animations. And because you're putting in too many, or you're putting in so many frames, that sliding context is just going to keep going. So your animation is, the motion will be fluid throughout the course of the animation, but the context of the animation, the stuff that's happening, is probably going to change. Like, you'll notice, like, the stuff, it's changing. Like, the stuff is turning into other stuff. That's the context pattern going every 16 frames or so. It's sort of jumbling up and changing its context for the motion LoRa. So you're getting different stuff happening, but because we have the constant motion of this mask that's happening, it's pushing around all the stuff and telling this what to do. So the motion maintains this organic, cool look because it's just like beautiful geometry, math stuff. And like, yeah, it's a really cool combination of, you know, human and AI input. But you don't have to do that. You can just turn the control net stuff off completely. It just prompts stuff. There's this thing called fizz nodes, and it adds a batch prompt schedule, just like the forum. So I can say I want a yellow house, a green house, a blue house, a purple house at different frames, and just run an animation and just let it go. And it'll interpolate the prompts over time and switch between them. But for me, I'm just doing a single prompt with control net animation. So the frames is actually, you want to leave your context at 16 because, as we said, it's a sliding context scale. So think of it as it looks at 16 frames, then it looks at another 16 frames, then it looks at another 16 frames. So you want to leave that alone. But where you actually change that is the batch size of your empty latent image. So that, for me, is plugged into my load images because I'm loading an image sequence. Yes, the batch is plugged into ControlNet, and it's doing the QR code ControlNet. So whatever the length of your input animation is will be the length of the output animation. But you can also just, if you don't want to use that, if you unplug this node, if you right-click on any node, you can convert the inputs back to numbers. So you just click convert batch size back to, it's right here, convert batch size to input. And it'll turn batch size into a thing you can just fill in. So then you can just say, oh, I want like 800 frames and just hit it and it'll go. And it, depending on what the limitations are there, it may work, it may not. Yeah, well, collapsible, I think collapsible is coming, hopefully. But yeah, I'm used to having groups like in Blender where you like jump in and out of groups. So you can like, just let me kill Steam. Need Steam running right now. Bye-bye. All right. Yeah, so sorry, but just to finish that thought, the empty latent image batch size is the amount of frames for the animation. This is the size of the context for the animation. So I'm going to convert this back to an input, and then I'm going to plug it back into my... Oh, yeah, I just mean like it'd be cool if you could collapse an entire group of nodes into a group and then go in and out of the groups. It's good because you could put like all your image processing in one group and just have like groups with simple outputs. It'd be cool. Hopefully it'll happen. The if you've ever seen the workflow, I'm trying to remember who made it. Saitan's ComfyUI workflow. It's like, it's amazing. It's everything is in the middle with like context menus for you. But then all the logic and all the math is wrapped around the outside of the workflow. Super slick. You can just turn stuff on and off because it's all like Boolean switches and all that. Yeah, I would really like groups in like, it's not that it's impossible, it's just it's a lot of work. It would be cool if I could just do it like Blender. Just do it like Blender. Okay, so where were we? We're still walking through it. This clip set last layer was in the workflow. I don't know what the fuck it does, so I just like leave it alone. It was set to -2, and it was set on a 1.5 model, and that's what I'm using, so I just left it alone. It might make sense to do some Googling and find out what this does, but yeah, I've left it alone and everything's been fine. Our seed, we're using a fixed seed for this process, so you have to go manually change that seed every time you want a new animation. I don't know why. I've tried randomize seeds and it seems to do the same thing. Yeah, I think it's clip skip too, but I don't know why it's -2. I just don't get it. Yeah, it looks like clip skip. So maybe you could set that to -1 and it would be like clip skip 1. It doesn't loop, it just stops. That would be more awesome functionality. Just, I want to do 400 and, you know, whatever double 280 is, you know, 560 or whatever. And just like know that it wants to loop it. Stop at clip layer, second to last layer. See, this is why having smart people around is fantastic. Not me, of course. I'm talking about take that data. Where were we? This is our positive and negative prompt. It comes through the clip. So you just clip through everything. So we're doing positive and negative prompt. Fix seed. Load our VAE. Sloop. Apply ControlNet. That's where we just push our clip through it, and then we're pulling our image from our images, and we're pulling the ControlNet from the ControlNet loader, which is right here. And then that's where you determine which ControlNet you want to use. Scoopity beep bop a doodly gop jazz. And then we got this is our sampler. You all know what a sampler is and what it does. You can change this stuff if you want. This is my just save PNG sequence of the thing so I can upscale it later. By default, it saves GIF files, and GIF files are gross because they have 256 color palettes. See that banding? So when you look at these animate diff combines, change the format to an H264 MP4 and like set the frame rate. And if you change the file name prefix, as long as you connect the thing to the image, it's going to generate that version of the video also when it's done. So you can basically like, yeah, you can make different versions of the file without having to go back and do it. So I make a 12 frame per second GIF just to have, and then 12 frame per second MP4 and a 24 frame per second MP4. And then I save the image sequence as well with the WAS suite image save thing, because it's got all the funky timestamp nonsense. So that way you can save them in folders with sequential dates and times. So you're not going crazy trying to figure out which one's which. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's just the combining. And then this is the... Down here, I have another sampler and an upscaler. So if I want to upscale the video, I've got a good run and I want to upscale it, you can actually plug... you can plug this into the latent out of this one, I think. Yeah. And then because this one already ran and you have your seed the same, when you hit run, it won't bother running this one. It'll just run the upscale. So you don't have to make that decision right away if you want to commit to like a long upscale for a long video. But if you really like the video and you want to try an upscale, you can just plug this node in or make a switch node and, only turn it on when you want it. So that's like a cool little hack. It's not immediately apparent, like the sort of the flow of the nodes. So it can be kind of weird and confusing to try to interrupt the flow and start it from different places. But usually the general rule of thumb is if the process has been done and nothing changed, Comfy will skip it. If something has changed or you want a new output, it'll do that part. So you don't always have to do the whole execution to do like another thing. So say I rendered out a 12 frame per second GIF and I'm like, oh man, I really wish I had saved a 24 frame and I haven't like tried a new prompt yet. I can add another animate diff combine and then set the settings and then just run my, just literally queue it again. And if anything's been done, it'll just ignore it right up to the point that it needs to do it. And then it'll do the thing. So it's a really cool way of modularizing your workflow sort of in your head as you go along, because then you're like, oh, well, you're not lost as long as you haven't like changed stuff. But, if you've changed stuff, it'll basically it'll just do another run. So it is what it is. But it'd be really cool if there's like almost like a timeline or something we have access to understand where it is in the sequence and where it would run from. Like maybe like a little cat that jumps from from node to node or something, and like is just waiting on the node that it's sort of sitting on. Just something. No, after you've changed something, it considers that a new run. So it thinks you want to start again because you've changed something. So like you might be able to control Z your way out of it, but probably not. Okay, so that's basically the whole thing. So it starts, grabs the model, goes through the LoRa. We load the control net sequence. We use the QR code control net to inform it, plug that all into the sampler into the VAE decoder, the VAE decoder into the animate diff combine. That's the whole workflow. So you generate the thing and then you slap it together. And then how you generate it is entirely up to you. The batch prompt, that is with fizz nodes. You can get it out of the manager or just like GitHub fizz nodes into Google and it'll show up. Fizz nodes has inside of it the batch schedule nodes, batch prompt schedule. And the batch value schedule will actually let you do that with a value. So if you are feeling frisky, you can, I think you can use it in pretty much anything. Just convert it to an input, plug it in, and do your deforum style scheduling. I have to play with that later too. See if it works as I think it do. Yeah, the batch prompt schedule works the same as deforum. You just slap your prompts in and use the keyframe structure and then tell it how many keyframes it is. Or at least how long it is. Okay, so that's the whole thing. We're just going to run one. So this is me taking a selfie of the Grand Canyon, and we're going to actually, for brevity's sake, we're just going to do like 48 frame animations for now. See what it looks like so I don't have to sit there for 15 minutes while it renders. We hit Q prompt and here we go. K sampler's loading. Let me pull up my thing so you can see it. This is the most exciting part where we get to watch it actively diffuse. What's everybody else working on? Entertain me. Anybody doing anything crazy right now with Comfy or AnimateDiff? I think someone said I got to play with the IPv. I was just talking about the IP adapter node stuff. Yes, I was just talking to... I'm so bad with names. Just met them last night. They're doing IP adapter stuff too. It's amazing. Consumption. Yeah, Consumption. You check out Consumption on Twitter. Just making wild stuff with the prompt IP adapter and prompt travel. Incredibly realistic. Oh, right on. It's very hot tonight. I'm diffusing in a very, very hot room. Diffusion oven. I suffer for you people. I'd be doing it anyway. That was a very long-winded and probably not interesting rundown of AnimateDiff, but yeah, I mean this workflow is great. So we finished the diffusion run, it's decoded it, and now we're combining the frames into an animation. There I am taking a selfie at the Grand Canyon. I mean, the Grand Canyon's a little small, but it's more like the Grand Hill. Pretty awesome though. It is so trippy to have your face model in there because this guy looks nothing like me, but he looks a little bit like me. The model you're using that recognizes the first. Oh, that's my own personal Laura I trained on selfies. It's Purz face. It's not on Civitai or anything. It's just it's my own stupid Laura, mostly car selfies. Boom, 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 boom. I don't even know if this actually is affecting this, but it is passing through the clip, so I don't know. Maybe it is. I haven't tested well enough. But if I change it to like realistic vision or something instead of the animated one, it's like I trained Stable Diffusion 1.5 LoRa in Dream Booth, and that's what I'm using to augment the existing LoRa. So I can plug that in, or the existing checkpoint. So that was with the Rev animated checkpoint. This one here, that's why it's sort of like anime or cartoony. And now the next one I'm doing will be with the realistic vision model. So it'll look like photography probably. For audio sync, I would just make sure that my input mask is audio synced the motion, and then I would use that to drive the video and just render as much footage as I need. Or maybe clips. If the song's 120 and I know it's divisible by 24 frames, then we can figure out, you know, how long a video is for a clip and then just cut it all back together somewhere else, or literally just make a reactive mask in Blender and then run that as the background. Another thing you could maybe possibly do is like Deforum, we have in Fizz nodes, we have the batch schedule nodes. So if you use the batch value node and you used something that was noticeable when it reacted, and then you generated keyframes with like frame sync or whatever with a wave file, you could probably make that happen. It would be very hacky, but I think it would work. I think, because you got floats and ints. So after you install something with Comfy Manager, you have to restart Comfy. So kill your terminal window and then just start Comfy up again, and it'll like grab the new plugin and install it. It's because it needs to install it on next run, basically. So if you go to Fizz nodes and you go to batch schedule nodes, do you see batch prompt schedule? You just right click anywhere and go add node. Fizz nodes, batch schedule nodes, batch prompt. Yeah, I've seen that workflow. I haven't looked into that workflow yet. Oh my god. So as you can tell, the realistic one No, well, there is image to image for video, but you need to use the command line version right now for the best results. They're going to add that very soon, image to image, to this build of Comfy stuff. So it's my understanding that stuff will be added pretty soon, or there'll be a workflow, within the next couple days to try all this other stuff. So only if you want to be on the latest and greatest, you could dig into the CLI version, but it's a little too nerdy for me. All right, well, here I am at the Grand Canyon, taking selfies. Looks great. QR code, blah, blah, blah. I mean, taking a selfie at the Grand Canyon, that's what I'm doing. So you can tell, like, with realistic vision, I get like a way more, photograph type thing than the animation one we had. But you don't even need to use Allura. That's just what I was messing with earlier. You can just go straight out of the model and just prompt whatever you want on the motion. Get a better idea of what's happening. Let me turn the strength up on the control net so you can see sort of what it's doing. Not yet, no. But that would be cool. I think, is there stable swarm integration for Comfy? I thought there might be. That'd be a cool way to delegate that. Oh, sure. I'll probably forget to do that, but yeah, I'll try. Has anyone found a way to generate OpenPose exports based on FBX from Mixamo or something similar? I saw the Toy XYZ Blender file, but not sure how to attach the FBX to that to get the movement out. Similar problem. Yeah, I'm aware of that process, but I don't know what it is yet. It's probably not that bad. Exporting stuff from Blender is usually pretty easy. Got to figure out how to get it out in the right format for the OpenPose. That being said, I wanted to go back to that because there's another workflow on my Discord somewhere, I think in the general channel, and it'll let you take an image sequence as an import, like I just grabbed a dancer from Pexels and then used OpenPose to basically motion capture the dance just from the video, and then use that to drive the animation. And as a result, you get a human person doing the exact same motions that the OpenPose puppet does. So it is possible to extract OpenPose stuff from 2D source, like just any video. But that being said, I think exporting an OpenPose animation from FBX would probably look a lot smoother and cleaner and awesome, because you're getting the actual motion. So you can see that I've turned up the control net on the thing, and you can really start to see the mask that I'm using to drive the animation with. This mask here, the white really comes through as white. So the higher the strength, the more it sort of starts to become insistent. So that gives you a lot of control later for deciding how much you want the mask to sort of affect the animation. So it was at, I think, 15% when we started. So I'm going to put it at like 35%. We'll try that for the next run. And let's put me somewhere else. Should I be riding a gondola at a ski resort? Sure. We'll go on a little Stable Diffusion vacation tonight. Yes. Did you do all that inside Comfy? Yes. Comfy has OpenPose, has all the processors for ControlNet. So you can just load up an image sequence exactly like we're doing here. And instead of using this apply ControlNet node, you can actually just load like say I wanted to do OpenPose for this. I would just load the OpenPose preprocessor, and then you plug the images into that. And then if you do a save or a preview image, basically it'll do OpenPose on whatever your input is, and then save that as a PNG sequence. And then you can use it the same way with this stuff. You just plug it in here to the image input, and then you change the model that it's using to the same model as the one that you did the pre-processing with. So like you would just change it to OpenPose, and then it would just look at this thing you just made when you started the animation, and it will do an open pose on it. Then it'll use that open pose to do whatever you have in this prompt on this animation. So if your animation is the same aspect ratio as your mask or your dancer, the input footage, you will get a 1-to-1 recreation of the motion of the sort of puppet of the thing. But you can get that from like just straight like dance footage from Pexels or whatever. So you can just download a video of someone dancing that looks like cool fluid motion, and then extract the open pose from it and use that to inform the dance. Yes, the SDXL control nets are still in their infancy. I think there's still only 4 of them, and they don't really work for this process. So I'm using 1.5 checkpoints for all the stuff I'm doing, but it's probably possible to use the 2.1 control net stuff. I don't know. I'm just keeping it easy and breezy and sticking with 1.5 for now. Once there's an SDXL QR code control net, I'll start to get really anxious about not knowing that. So this was at 75% weight for the control net, and this one's at 35%. So you see the white stuff has pretty much disappeared, but we're getting lots of movement and fluid animation. So you can kind of see it, especially if you zoom out. You can start to see the outline of this like thing, but when you're up close, you can't really tell. And it's making all the pixels move around and diffuse and change and be all cool. It's like 4 different dudes. Just taking a rowboat down an icy stream. What could go wrong? I did a bungee jumping one. It was amazing. We're going to go whitewater rafting this time. And we're going to try a different mask. So I've just made a bunch of masks in Blender. Let's try this one. So it'll go in and generate a mask based on the, these frames, based on this PNG sequence that's saved on my computer. If you want to save a PNG sequence, you can do it with FFmpeg, or like, I think you can do it with Blender. Yeah, I think you can do it with After Effects and Premiere and Resolve and stuff like that. I had an FFmpeg script, but I lost it, so I'll have to look that up again soon. But because I'm just making the masks in Blender, I just save them as PNG sequences when I export them. And easy peasy. Oops. Need this because it doesn't do anything. Let me go back up. Okay, so Mixamo, play with AnimateDiff first. You'll be happier with results faster. I agree with that, actually. Yeah, Deform is amazing, but has a learning curve. Absolutely. Lots of knobs to fiddle with. Lots of A-B-ing stuff and trying different results to see if you like it. Yeah. 4090? No, it's a 3090, but close. Same VRAM, just not quite as fast. You try working with Comfy API to generate batches? No. But that would probably be handy as hell once you get some workflows down. Can you repeat the questions you're answering? Yes. You did all that inside Comfy? Yes. Yeah, I went through that. Okay, I got it. I was just trying to change the model to open pose and load the video as a mask instead. Yeah. You have to pre-process it. That's all. Yeah. So instead of loading the video, you want to load the pre-processed video. That's all. Doing the open pose processing does take a little while. So just let it sit. It's going to just sit there green for a while and chug, but then it makes a really cool little animation. I actually turned the animation to a little GIF. It's hilarious. A little open pose person dancing. As long as it generates a numbered sequence of files, you can combine it in any video editor. Yes. And because it's an image sequence, well, I keep grabbing the wrong window. Sorry about that. Because it's an image sequence, it's no longer has a frame rate. You can just decide that later, which is better than saving a bunch of videos at set frame rates with like keyframes and stuff. Because I think the image sequences are just better quality. Like every frame is full quality, so it's good to have them like that. Just a bunch of me's whitewater rafting in position. All right, let's kill my Laura. Doop 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 doop, and let's try Mickey Mouse disco dancing with Goofy. See if you can figure out that kind of prompt. I don't think it can, but let's find out. Let's give it some more frames to work with. Let's do 96. I left it on realistic vision, so it'll probably be like actual puppets. After this one, I could do a demonstration of the process for doing the open pose thing too. It's pretty interesting. I'm always wary with those because of every time you do dancing, it always tries to do scantily clad women, no matter how much you prompt it not to. I'm gonna get banned on YouTube. Although it's educational content, maybe it'll stay up. Hard to tell. As always, I do my streams just my voice, so you can crank your own tunes at your own volume. You don't have to listen to whatever royalty-free crap I've decided you're going to listen to. And also, it saves me from being copy-stricken down the road when someone else decides they're going to copyright that song that was royalty-free 3 months ago, which has happened to me several times. So essentially, if I can make an animated source in black and white with any kind of motion, I can use that for AnimateDiff. Yes, but, and the huge but is gradients and grayscale doesn't seem to work very well. You kind of just want like hard black and white lines. Like I'll show you, I've had best results with masks that are like literally black and white, like no easing, no gradients, no grayscale, like just hard thresholded black and white lines. Your mileage may vary, but yeah, this is what it is. Sounds like Fizznos didn't install properly. You could try going into your extensions folder and deleting it, and then reinstalling it from the Comfy manager, and then reinstalling restarting Comfy. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Yeah, exactly, Slowcon. No matter how much you negative prompt it, but yeah, threshold will work. Yeah, you get threshold a silhouette too. That should work. But again, the QR code control net stuff, it's not like you're not going to see the silhouette of the thing really. You're going to see what it does to the clip. So having something really recognizable in your mask footage probably isn't going to translate the way you think it will into the final result. So it's almost just like try interesting things versus like, oh, I want to have a person walking across the room or something. It won't really like, you know. Yes, another thing with Blender, and I've covered this before, but Blender by default, Eevee and Cycles are in filmic mode, and you actually want to switch Blender to standard, and that'll give you like actual 0, 1 black and white values. Filmic is like black and gray. It's not white. So when you do your Blender exports, export them in standard, not filmic. For this process, at least. And in general, that's a pretty good idea. Like if you're doing 2D illustration stuff in Blender and you don't need realistic light, filmic sucks. Looks great in Cycles when you've got physical light and your stuff's going on. Three-eyed Mickey. Goofy is nowhere to be found. I specifically requested Goofy. Discord link is right here. Oh, hey, lots of new friends on the Discord. Welcome, everybody. All right. So that's trippy. Okay, what about is Disney going to sue me? How does this work? Mickey Mouse acid trip. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Hunter S. Thompson. Bats. Yeah. Let's go, Mickey. Time to drop some acid. A little extra Mickey face. No big deal. You can threshold and comfy. Yes. There's a threshold preprocessor too, control net threshold preprocessor you can use as well. Which you can run on your image sequence and then use the threshold output as your control net input, and then use control net QR code control net as your control net, and you're off to the races. Make some masks in Blender while we wait. Oh, thanks for hanging out. Always, as always, streams will be available after the fact, so if you got a dip or you got to go away for a bit, don't sweat it. I'll I'll leave it up and you can come back and, or if you miss something, you can go back and check it out later. No big deal. But it's been 1 hour, so we're going to take a quick 5-minute stretching break. Stand up, stretch your legs, or don't. I'm not your mom. I am going to stand up myself and walk around a bit, and I implore you to do the same. But I will be back in 5 minutes, and we will see what this crazy animation looks like. Did you stretch? I stretched a little bit. My knees get sore. Being old is awful. All right. This is definitely a NASA trip. I like it. It's giving a little bit creepy Mickey Mouse old-timey cartoons, like 1940s old-timey creepy cartoons. So I think we're going to get away from that. I think probably Sinister Teletubbies. I mean, it is October. Analog horror. Halloween night. Foggy. Cinematic lighting. What could go wrong? We can probably change the seed. That one might be too long. And we got 16 contest length, 96. So let's change this to 140. Will give us these loops are set to loop twice, so I can do either 140 or 280 frame animations. So we just basically just run it half the time and get one loop, or run it to the full time and get 2 loops. So if I want to run shorter animations and still have them motion loop, I can do that. So yeah, 140, got our prompt. And we'll go back over to Blender and have a look at our masks. So if we if we multiply the phase offset by whatever number, we can make it faster or slower for the course of the animation. So I just sped it up double time what it used to be, and let's see what we get. Try and figure out a cool base texture, and then we'll plug another texture into it and mess it up. Let's try subtracting what does a heart look like? Doesn't look like a heart. Oh, that's what. Add a heart. Okay. There's a heart-ish. I feel like there is a heart there. It looks like crap, so we're going to remove it. Let's try Voronoi pattern. Okay. Maybe we can get some kind of bubbly, glubbity-wubbity situation going on. Ooh, that might be fun. Yeah, let's do that. Let's animate the point rotation as well. I happen to know that the point rotation is how, just like the phase offset. But I'm not getting the desired result, so I'm going to multiply that by 4. And it should be... Ooh, really? I'm going to multiply that by 2. And I'm not going to save it, so it won't work. Save it. There we go. Now we're getting our wiggly wigglies. Whoops. No, it's still... Ooh, that's interesting. What if you did like swarming flies or something, if it would be like... That's pretty cool. I'm going to try that one. I'm going to call it YouTube Buzzin'. Render PNG animation. Yeah. Rendering. I need a little mini game to play in the corner while it's rendering. I guess Blender's a mini game. It's fun to just plug stuff into stuff and see what you get. Doesn't always have to be right. It just has to look cool. Let's try. What does a magic in a wave texture look like again? Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Maybe we can get some kind of like, yeah, that's kind of cool. Ooh. Def 2 is good. Yeah, that should be really weird. All right. Yeah, I think that's good. I call that magic mirror or render it. Hopefully that makes some cool motion. All right. Oh my god. Oh. I'd watch that horror movie. That is just awful. I love it. The motion is great. So is the emotion. Freddy Krueger bowling at an abandoned bowling alley. Interesting. Make It Rad just told me to try plugging the free U node in after the motion LoRa to try that and see what it does. I don't have a motion LoRa on, but we could try one. Oh, I was gonna do a shorter one. Let me close that. Let's just do like what happens if we just do 16 frames? These clips loop, so you can do a bunch of short ones, you know, and then cut them together. So if you did them, yeah, if you figured out how many frames, each quarter note is or each bar is, you could render clips the right length and just literally copy and paste them for a music video. I mean, he's got a red shirt on. The bowling alley's in someone's backyard. I don't know. 3 out of 10. He does have a red shirt on, though. What if Freddy Krueger is buying groceries? Trying to figure out how to fit it all on the screen. Okay, that's not Freddy Krueger. It's just some guy named Freddy Krueger. But he is shopping for groceries. Bonus points there. What if Garfield shopping for lasagna at the lasagna store? I turned off the control net weight. The motion gets a lot crazier because it's just like just raw, whatever's coming out of the motion LoRa. But here, because we get the mask going, it's sort of directing like the hand to move where the hand's moving, and the person's moving out. Like, yeah, see how the motion is always following the mask. Whereas if you turn the mask off, it I guess it just thinks it's just a guy named Garfield. That's fine. Let me try Garfield the cat. And we push the, let's do 48 frames. That's fine. Garfield, there's something else I wanted to do. Oh yeah, let's disconnect the control net. Come on, brain. There it is. So disconnect the control net. Oh no, we don't even need to do that. Oh wait. I would have to bypass. Annoying. I technically only need these two though. I should make another workflow of this, but I'm going to be lazy. Okay, I think we're ignoring control net now. Yep. So this should just do, yeah, the flicker is because of the more contrast and the more detail in the background. I know what you mean. For me, it's sort of worth it, but it really depends what you're doing. Like I was doing some animated prompts with one of my own LoRa's, and I had free U on it, and it was like a lot more flickery than just like regular. But I've got free U on all these generations, and they're not flickery, so who knows. Okay, I think control net is off, so we're just doing a straight temporal diff animation without using the mask to control the motion. So if I'm right, it should be a lot more erratic or better. I'm not sure. It'll either be worse or better. How's that for confident stupidity? Yeah, the latent upscale takes a while. It's easier with like shorter animations. It's not as bad, but it also takes like 16 gigs of VRAM or something to do it. So Make sure you got the juice. Actually, I think it took 16 gigs to do 1024 by 1024. That upscaler is 768 by 768, so or 1.5 of whatever you generated. In these cases today, we're generating 512 by 512 because it's faster, but it actually looks good at higher res too. Yeah, see, now we're getting just completely wild random motion, which is cool. It's definitely got its own vibe to it. But here's a really good chance to see our context window sliding every 16 frames. Blop, 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 blop. You can see it's tweening between like 4 different animations throughout the course of the 96 frames, or maybe even 6. Oh, maybe more. 16, 48. So 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah, 2, 3, 4. So there's the context sliding every 16 frames. It's like you can actually see it. What was the prompt? Garfield I put Garfield the car shopping. Garfield the cat, not Garfield the car shopping. Garfield the cat. Let's try this. Oh, hey, TT. Yeah. Gingerly steps off to the side. I'm going to grab some water while this one renders. Hydrate yourselves. Hydrate yourselves. Hydrate yourselves. Can you walk us through the uniform context options nodes? What are those different settings and what do they do? I don't know. I would love to, but I don't know. So the context length is my understanding. It is like, where's my camera? The context length being like a chunk of the motion in the LoRa, and I think the LoRa is trained on 16 frame chunks. I keep calling it a LoRa. It's not. It's a model, motion model. The stride and the overlap, I think it has to do with how. Oops, I did that again. Sorry. You see how it feels like there's maybe 4 frames where it's going between 2 contexts? I think that's what the overlap is. So if you increase the overlap, I think they slide into each other longer. And if you decrease the overlap, they're more abrupt changes. I think. I haven't tested it yet. And I don't know what the stride is. I just don't know. Not sure. Context schedule uniform, that's the only setting. So that's all I leave it at. And I don't know what a closed loop is, but you can play with it. Maybe it makes like a looping animation better than a normal looping animation. I don't know. Which control net are you using? Are you using the QR code monster control net? Yeah, I mean that is sort of the way it is. Mine's at like 35 and it's pretty invisible, but above 5 it starts to show up. The white definitely starts to show up. That's pretty normal behavior. Also depends on what the mask is. Some of them don't show up that much. It's mostly black. It's good. Yeah, I had to kill my Slack. Yeah, I'm not sure why it would just be that mask. Did you export it in Filmic maybe? Or it might just be the shape of the mask and the way the diffusion is working. Like I said, the ones that are mostly white tend to like really show up white, but if it's like black with a bit of white, they are less in your face and stuff. What did you say? I don't know why I'm yawning again. Every time I'm on stream, I start yawning. I'm not tired. I don't get it. All right. Well, we're not getting Garfield the cat, so let's move on. Let's harness the power of our... And let's try pineapple pizza, everyone's favorite. Ham and cheese. And what else? Cotton candy. All right. So pineapple pizza, ham and cheese, and cotton candy. Change the seed. Bloop, 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 bloop. I increase the control net strength so it should move it around a bit more. And let's increase the render size to 140 so we get a full loop. And let me replug in the control net because that would be dumb. Control net's plugged in, but these aren't. There we go. And we're back. All right, control net's plugged in. We're pulling it out. Pedal 140 frames of it. Go. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, I guess I should walk through the open pose walk through that open pose setup too. Yeah. Okay. Let's get a video from Pexels. We need a dancer. We need that dancer to ideally not turn around. I find it works a lot better when they don't spin around in a circle. Damn, girl, why'd you spin? All right, hold on. I think we could maybe use the first 10 seconds of this. Did she spin all the way around though? This might be okay. We're gonna go to about 15. Yeah, 15. All right, so let's download this. Open Resolve. Download. I think it's in slow motion, so I'm going to speed it up just a little bit. No, I guess it was pretty close. She's just chilling. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. Trying to make sure her body stays in frame, but I can get as much of it as possible. In fact, because the motion is so limited to this center spot, I'm actually going to change the aspect of this video. Yep. And we'll just do it like Instagram. We want to try to get her whole body in the shot. But also because this is open pose, like we're going to be doing an open pose and we don't actually care about the input video, I can actually zoom out a bit. And if there's black bars at the top and the bottom, it doesn't actually matter. So I think she's almost inside the whole time. It's okay if she goes out a little bit, but I just want to try and find the happy medium. We'll zoom out a little more, I think. Move her over a bit. Is that enough? Pretty much. We'll lose the hand, but that's okay. I think it's close. We're going to get dancer, windy. I'll save that. Oh yeah, we only need the first 15 seconds. We want it until she spins to here. All right, that should do it. Deliver, dancer windy. Why do you need 16 gigabytes of RAM? Only for the upscaling. You only need 16 gigs of RAM to do upscaling, I think. It's still using it, but it's using it just to drive the motion. So it's hard to describe. It's still using it, but it is less like it's using it. Yeah, like it's way less strong. But it does still drive the motion of the people in it somehow. It's very strange. I don't really understand how it works or why. All right, we got our dancer. Now I need to extract all the frames. Try exporting these frames, I guess. Videos. Bloop. And we want pings. And the file is dancerwindy.mov. 17 frames? That doesn't seem right. No. That doesn't feel right. Wrong. Ah, that's it right there. No, that's not it. Capture an image every 30 seconds. No, I don't need any of that stuff. Oh, guys, I just want to extract all the frames from a video. Like, why are all the answers so much? FFM pays. Yeah, I don't want a frame rate. That's perfect. Okay, let's try that. So frames. Frames, paste. No. Input is dancer windy.mov. Not JPEGs. We want PNGs. That's a lot of PNGs. Right, where's frames? I got both. Oh, sweet, I got both. Let's view details kind. Delete all the JPEGs. So we want the pings. Damn, that's a lot of frames. Okay, so I'm only going to do a 280 frame animation. The rest of these frames can go away. Okay, videos, frames, and now we'll rebuild our comfy. Oh, is this done? Hey, our pizza's done. Who wants morphing pizza? Oh, you saved the video? Oh my god. I've been looking for that for so long. Thank you. I didn't realize I used it on the video. Derp. I gotta save that in the I gotta save that in a text file. FFmpeg. We're gonna save that little nugget right there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is super helpful. I should just make that a script. Let's call it like grabframes.bat and put it in Windows System 32 or something. Okay, we got our cool video. We are going to actually remove the preview from this. We're going to load the images into the OpenPose preprocessor. OpenPose preprocessor. So we've got our image sequence from it's just videos frames. So we want this, and we're going to drop that in here. Caps, I believe 280, that's how many I have. You don't actually need that batch processing node. You can just delete it. That tray. You don't need the that's only for doing prompt traveling. So you can just delete this node from the bottom, batch prompt schedule, and that error should just go away. I don't know why it's not working, but that'll fix it. Open pose, image goes in here. We're going to change our QR code to open pose, and we're going to spit open pose out to the previewer. And we're also going to use it for our images in. And we're going to use it at like 1 because it's open pose. It's going to generate 280 frames of open pose. Now we need a prompt. Miami Vice police officer dancing in front of a squad car at the beach. And NSFW, nude, dull. That should be fine. Seed, blah, blah, blah. And hit it. All right, this open pose is going to take a little while. Now it's doing the open pose recognition. Pose, 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 pose. Pizza time. It's kind of making me hungry. Hey, Pizza Hut, I made an ad for you. You should use it. You should pay me. Pizza Hut money. Free Pizza Hut for life. Pizza, pizza, pizza. How are you doing, open pose? Still open posing? This will probably take a while. One thing you should do that I forgot to do is set up a PNG save file thing. Instead of preview image, use save image or use the WAS tools save one. And add the controlnet prefix to the folder name. And that way you can, because these open pose generations take a while, but you may end up using the same one over and over again, when you start iterating. So if you save your image sequence as a controlnet open pose image sequence, you don't have to use the preprocessor anymore. You can just load up your open pose sequence and save this step next time. But of course, I forgot to add the nodes, so yellow. Yeah, it's good to go in and clean up the output stuff so it's not. Yeah, mine's a mess too. It's awful. My favorite part about the ControlNet thing is like there's no progress bar. It's just working, dog. That's it. Either is or is not working. Wonder what we're using for VRAM. So we're not even using 8 yet. We are. This is just open pose though. Pardon me. Sorry, don't mean to keep yawning. This is just open pose though. Yeah. It's bad when Windows starts like taking forever to like open the folder and stuff and sort it. It's like, all right. Recognize that pose. Open pose. Close those. Someone's at the door. I'll be right back. It's worse. It was Bell Canada. Threshold in Blender, you can do that if you just, let me save this. So you got your thingamajing dong, you go to compositing, sorry, layout, go over to here and turn on the real-time compositor. Wait, where do they hide it? Oh yeah, I think you have to be in rendered mode. Is this the wrong version of Blender? Am I dumb? Use nodes. Could have sworn it was... I'll turn the real-time compositor on down here in the render settings. And then go into your compositor, I think, and just add a threshold. Or maybe it's posterize. 2 steps? Yeah. Maybe 2. There's probably something here you can do. Convert the color space, something. I'm not seeing one that'll do exactly what you want to do. But yeah, basically play with the compositor nodes, use nodes. You go here, turn the real-time compositor on. Then when you look at it through your camera or whatever, it'll look at it through the compositor, which is really handy. You can see what your compositor's doing in real time. All right, our open pose came through. Looks like it worked. Not bad. She's going to be wiggling all over the place, I think. But it should make for an interesting animation. 7 minutes. Yeah, real-time compositor is new in Blender. It's really cool. Maybe a couple versions ago. It's actually going to be a dancing police officer dancing in front of a squad car at the beach. More art police. Crap. What did I tell you to do that I forgot to do? I didn't change the aspect ratio of the animation. So this poor dancer is going to be squashed down into like a person who's too short for their body. Now we're halfway through the animation, but that open pose sure did take a while. So I wonder if we kill it and I go save image, will it have to do the open pose recognition again? If I run it again, actually, you know what? Let's kill this because we know it's going to look stupid. Let's change it to a 48 frame animation so we can see what it looks like. And I'll save it as an open pose image sequence, and that way we can just start with it next time if it looks bad. So canceling the last run, lowering the input, so it's only going to do 48 frames. It's going to save those 48 frames. But I didn't change the aspect ratio. This is what ADHD is like, people. Height 768, width 512. That'll do it. Do you know if it's an aspect ratio or actual size that matters? If I have an open pose that is 1090, aspect ratio is the most important thing. As far as I know, it doesn't really matter the input size. It just affects how long it takes it to actually do the control net. Like, if I was smart, I wouldn't have rendered this animation at 1080 by 1920. That was a mistake. I should have rendered this animation at 720 by 1280 because that's what the input footage was. That's actually maybe why it's so flickery, because, you know, it got upscaled for no reason. I made a mistake. But as a result, it's still, you know, 9 by 16 or whatever, you know, taller than it is. The aspect ratio doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be in the same universe, or you get like crazy stretchiness. That being said, I wonder if it would make sense to just render this. Since we're rendering at, you know, 512 by 768, maybe it makes sense to actually make the input control net footage the same size. I don't know. Maybe it gives open pose less, like, time to figure it out. Also hard to say. Did I break it? So hopefully they'll just do this. Boom, 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 boom. All right, cool. Output path. Blah, blah, blah. So if we look at our temp folder, AI comfy output should be dancer. Oh, too many outputs, too much stuff. Where is my dancer? Did I not save my PNG sequence? Oh, here it is. So now we have this image sequence, so I don't need to convert it to open pose anymore to do iteration. I can just load this image sequence into this folder here, bypass this, and we off to the races. About 3 minutes to get 48 frames of control net driven open pose footage. It's not too bad, actually, considering how cohesive and clean the animation turns out. Although I think I'm on the realistic vision model, so this might look really weird. I might have to switch over to like an animated model. Ah, he's chilling. Right on. Take it easy. Yeah, homie's getting down. He's more like just like beat cop than Miami Vice cop, but that's okay. He is on the beach. So real quick, let's go back here. Let's literally go 512 by 760. Loop, and then FFmpeg. So now these frames should be much smaller, so OpenPose should be able to render it like way faster. I have a feeling it doesn't need like super high def frames to do it. So we're gonna do about let's do 100 and actually no, let's do another 48. I bet you it's fast as hell now. But I don't think that prompt is great. What about a cyberpunk hacker dancing in a futuristic rave? Neon lights, cinematic lighting, and then we're gonna change it from the realistic vision to the Rev animated model and try and get like a more stylized animation. And we'll see how that looks. Is it done the open pose already? Yeah. Smaller open pose is the move. Smaller input footage, unless it skipped it because it saw it was the same directory, which is possible. It's possible. Oh, geez, I didn't realize my camera wasn't on. All right. Yeah. Render. Wonder if my computer can handle little sand tricks. I can fit it in here. Is there a workflow in this processing of animation? No. I mean, yeah, in the sense that you just have to make it into an image sequence first. There's probably a way to do it with Comfy. I just haven't figured it out yet. All right. Try and get this in the window somewhere where it's visible. You see everything? All right. Yeah. That's because the larger the batch, the more VRAM it takes. So you're just running out of VRAM. This is bad. I'm so bad at this game. I just need some green, baby. Oh, this might do it. Oh, yellow. Come on. Yeah. Oh, no. Red? More red? Green. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm screwed. You have to make a bunch of videos and stitch them together later in a video editor, probably. You have to get the sand of one color across the whole side, but it's really hard. I'm screwed. It's over. It's over for me. Oh, it's done. Hey, hackers got moves. I love the way all the stuff's moving around up here. Yeah, you'll have to make videos as long as you can, and then but I mean, let's test that theory actually. So put my image load cap at 280. So let's do a 280 frame animation with this input. It'll take a minute to chug through the open pose. The reason I want to know is I want to know how much VRAM it takes, or if it takes more VRAM the larger your batch is, or if it's just, the way it is, something else. So let's get that going. Let's load up the task manager so we can see GPU usage. I wonder if there's like a little Twitch or whatever YouTube plugin I can use to just like have my GPU or OBS plugin to have my GPU usage on the stream so people could see. At 60? It should wait, which are you sure you're using AnimateDiff-Evolved? Because AnimateDiff-Evolved is the only one that has the sliding context scale that lets you do large batches like that. If you're using the regular AnimateDiff build for ComfyUI, it probably won't work. The link is in the description below if you want to double check. AnimateDiff-Evolved. Okay, taking considerably longer to do 280 frames, but the file size is low, so I'm confident that it won't take super long. And when it's done, we'll have a full set of the 280 frame animation, which I can then save and bypass this when we want to iterate. So we're going to try a full run on this prompt because it looks pretty friggin' cool. So it's going to do 280 frames on this animation, and that should be like 11.6 seconds of video. Math. Still open posing. Use manager and installed the evolved version. Okay. What GPU are you using, Time? Or more specifically, how much VRAM does it have? Still open posing. Still using 7.5 gigs of VRAM. Oh yeah, no, that should definitely be working. No problem whatsoever. I don't know why. When you ran Comfy, you did the run GPU mode version, not the run CPU mode version. Just double check. When it runs too long in the K sampler, it crashes. Like too many steps? How are you determining the batch size? Down here in the empty latent image? Yeah. That's weird. I don't normally recommend this, but like maybe just restart or reinstall all the Comfy crap, like just like everything. Because it's like, maybe it's one thing that got messed up at one point when it was installing and it kind of silently just failed. It does happen. Are you able to do other stable-y, diffusion-y stuff that takes lots of VRAM? Like in other apps and stuff like that? Large batches and auto and shit like that? If only I'd saved them the first time around. Could have saved all this open pose time. Wonder if your VRAM's overheating or something. How's the ventilation in your computer? Is it like kind of dusty or is it all cleaned out? Come on, open pose. Let's go. Get posing. Do the amazing thing faster. All right, well, open pose goes. Let me pull up some of the stuff I've been working on lately. Where's my VLC? There you are. Files. Oh, hell yeah. Throw it back. Put that Missy tune on it. Oh, we're still saving the files. All right. 280 frames. Let's go. Yeah, 77's plenty low. You don't even have to worry until it gets like over 94 or something. Oh, that's why it did all 480 frames, even though I only asked for 280. Oh, wait, how many frames was that video? No wonder it took so long. 476. All right, cool. All right, it's rendering now. So yeah, these are all using masks to drive the animation. And this is all AnimateDiff with yeah, control net QR code input. 21 minutes to render this one. All right. Oh yeah, we were going to see how much VRAM it takes. Task manager. Okay, so 280 frames is taking 12 gigabytes of VRAM with one control net. 12.3 gigs of VRAM. OBS might be using some of that, but I think most of it is the stable diffusion. So yeah, definitely need a bit more VRAM than just 8 gigs to do this stuff, unfortunately. But them's the breaks. Whoa, it's so fast. It's too fast. It's too fast. Did I hit fast mode or something? Yeah, let's go to easy. No, it's like broken. Or is it really this fast? I don't think it's this fast. Screw that. That's too hard. Yeah, it's been said before, even on this stream, but the motion is very much like StyleGAN. It's not like Deforum or anything else. That sort of flipbook vibe. It's like very organic. Everything changes very organically. You have a lot less control over the sort of cohesive nature of what you're generating, but if you're willing to just sort of submit to the process and just be happy with what you get, I mean, holy crap. You can just go ahead and cut all this stuff to the beat later if you want. You don't necessarily have to worry about generating stuff to the beat. You could just grab all the footage and cut it to the beat. Yeah, I want to do a much longer version of that Lego thing. Slow it down. Let it breathe. It's cool how the sets keep changing and the scale keeps changing. The face Laura ones never don't make me laugh. They're so silly. Good, we're doing a big long one now. We're doing this one here with ControlNet Open Pose from a that was the test here that we're looking at on the left. And that was 48 frames, and now we're doing a 280 frame animation with a longer version of the same open pose, and we'll see how it goes. Should maintain its movement cohesion, maybe not the context. As you can see, the context is shifting around quite a bit, but like up here, zoop, 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 zoop. But gonna be fun. All right, so the and it's, what are we at here? 16 minutes left on this one. Wow. Yeah, I just love how fluid the animation is. I know I keep talking about it, but it's just mind-boggling how cool it is. Motion. Having access to time as a model, or, having access to that axis. Axis. Turns out it makes all the difference. That's hot. Who doesn't love watching something render for 22 minutes on stream? You guys are troopers. I mean, like, troopers. So these are all renders I've been doing in the last few days. If you missed that, all using different masks made in Blender as ControlNet source, QR code ControlNet source. Similar to what we're doing here, except for the ones we're doing here, they are open pose. This one's open pose. Workflow is available on my Discord in the resources channel if you want to drag and drop it and get to work. Install ComfyUI Manager, and then install ComfyUI Manager, and then you can click the install missing nodes, and it should just get them all. Yeah, 1024 by 1024. For me, it started at 16 gigs of RAM to do the generation that big. And it took longer, but it looked really good. Really good. Render together. Together rendering. Everyone render together. I'm grateful to have 3090 because I keep grabbing that window by accident. Grateful to have the 3090 because it'd be really hard to stream this without that because I was trying to stream with my 3070 and just can't do diffusion and streaming with it, unfortunately. But 3090 luckily has enough VRAM to make it happen. Interesting. Interesting. What is this? Well, this is certainly interesting. I am tempted to just try this out. Maybe we can try and set this up together. I don't usually mess with command line stuff, but we could try it. Looks kind of cool. The fact that you can use your own lores in them is insane. All right, how long is this going to take? 2 more minutes. We're in the home stretch, people. And then we're going to try this crazy SDXL GIF maker. Yeah, I think it's like 8 frames per second too. But hopefully we can just come on, brain. Come on, brain. Brain for me. Interpolate him. Come on, brain. Oh, you still seeing my big dumb laugh? Decoding, 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 decoding. Do. We're up to 20 gigs of GPU VRAM. Yeah, maybe the longer animations are really quite GPU intensive. That's really cool. The open pose recognition usually resolution at 512. Oh, good question. Open pose recognition didn't ask for that. Just asked if I wanted to detect hand facer. Yeah, hand facer body. Yeah, it came out good. Although it looks more like somebody like doing Tai Chi or yoga or something. Super chill. Now it's saving the files. Okay, well, it's doing this. Let's try to be nerds and see if we can be nerds. I'm not that nerdy, but I'm kind of nerdy. I'm getting nerdier. I could have just cloned it, I guess. Do I need a virtual... okay. Do I need to do this in Anaconda, or does it need to be regular Windows? Alright, let's try it. Nerd! How many frames do I have to use for control net? Whatever you want. That'll determine how long the animation is. Pip install virtual environment. Yeah, let's try it. We just running shit willy-nilly. Let's go. What's the problem here? Source is not recognized. Blah, is operable. Virtual environment doesn't work. It does work. It's just this doesn't work. So let's try. Just try it here. Just source is not recognized as an internal or external command. Source vim bin activate. Maybe these are Linux commands. Do I have to create an environment in? Do I have to create an environment? Conda create environment thing. That's why I don't nerd out so hard. Models going there. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm officially dumb. Downloads. Did I unpack it? No, of course not. Yeah, damn it. Things are happening. That's probably not good, right? Try it, yellow. I doubt this is gonna work. Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo. Yeah. No, to maximize data and training 50. What is taking so long? Oh, I see. He's large. It's just grabbing a giant file. I was trying to figure out what's happening. Okay. Python inference with prompt, blah, output, blah. Okay. I mean, if it works, that's easy enough. The fact that you can throw a LoRa in there is wild. Like, so I can make like memes with my face now. Just grab that last chunk. We're good. I wonder if everybody on Earth is downloading this right now. Is it brand new? Oh, yeah. When was the first commit? How do you tell how old a repo is? 14 stars. This must be brand new. Yeah, he commits. Yeah, first commit 5 hours ago. LOL. This is literally the cutting edge of the cutting edge. This is the bleeding edge. Oh, it's at 404. This is huge. Clone succeeded, but checkout failed. The pipe ended. Error reading for files. I think it's getting just absolutely hammer smashed right now. That's what I was downloading, right? Hotshot XL. So maybe I can just download it. I think there was a link for it. Or visit Hugging Face. Yes, files. Yes. How do I just download the... Where's the big one? No. Where's the big file? Oh. Hello. 11.2 gigs. Okay, and another 3 gigs for that. Well, nobody said this stuff wasn't tiny. How do you darn alert it? I just want to download the whole shebang. I guess I just gotta try and grab it again. Gotta try and clone. Well, I'm gonna guess that 11 gig one was the problem. Maybe I can just download that one. I'm just gonna... Do I go in there and download every file manually because I'm just jonesing to play with it? All right. Yeah, I bet you that repo's getting hugged to death. Yeah, good call. What are we at? 3 hours? Let's do a 5-minute stretch break. Move your knees around. I'm going to download this file. I'm going to go get some more water. You should do the same. Take care of your body. All right, I'll be right back. All right. It's done. Python tools, Hotshot. I was right. All right, downloads. All right, skadoosh. Let's have a look ski here. Have I got enough windows open? Oh my god. Oh, this goes into unit. Blanc. Okay. Have a look at the structure and see if we're anywhere near got all the files. That's good. Text encoder. This is so janky. This will probably be fine like tomorrow. 2.713. I mean, I guess that's 2.78. I don't know. Tokenizer. 4 files. Yeah. 4 files. Yeah. Unit VAE. Yeah. That looks right. Okay. Memory serves. That looks right. Yeah. This is so silly. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Model JSON. License index. Get attributes. Okay. We've rebuilt the repo. And now we have this. and that. And then we have this and that. And let's go open this, go back. All right, we did that. Now we need to download the fine-tune model. Hopefully this will work. Gitly. Do I even have enough space for this? Nope. All right. Win tree, no tree, whiz tree, yeah. Whiz tree's the best. Whoa, where'd it go? All right, there we go. Local disk. Clean some space off real quick. Try to win this race. We don't need this anymore. Well, that's 10 gigs. That's nice. What else don't we need? Might win the race here. If I can delete enough stuff before I run out of space, we're good to go. 100 gigs of models. That's ridiculous. How big are you, Warp? Yeah, it's not big enough. Pip cache again is massive. Yeah, not big enough though. All right, how much space we got now? 15 gigs? That's enough for what we're doing. Their access so yeah, I don't think it's gonna work at all, dude. Another 10 gig? What? Yeah, maybe it is time to get another NVMe. I'm not gonna have enough room still. LOL. Do I have? I don't even have any games installed anymore. What can I delete, man? How big are you, temp folder? Sorry, I gotta do some maintenance here before I run out of space because it's downloading another 10 gigabyte model for some reason. For a thing that's not gonna work. 2023. Yeah, I gotta clean my AI stuff off too. Oh, I think I deleted my the little ring around my thing by accident. Overlay image. That's funny. I must have moved it somewhere or deleted it. I don't have a ring around me anymore. I don't know how I did that because what folder that would have been in. Oh, I can bring it back too. 2023 10 rainbow mask rainbow. That's me. And then temp. I bet it comes back now. Hey, I'm an ally again. All right. Where were we? Do we think it ran out of space? Do we think it finished? Of course it didn't work. This is like a whole other model? That's ridiculous. Do I need both of them for real? Let's have a look at the folder and see what the structure looks like. SDXL. Did it get everything but? I think it did. So, Unet. This is the jankiest install that's ever been janked. That's not true. I bet there's been way jankier installs. But this is pretty janky. Do I even have space for this? I must. I must. Yes. Need to get my AnimateDiff generations off of my C drive. All my outputs. Move them over to the network area storage. Get them off my computer so I can breathe again. Generation looks cool as hell. It's probably all those new PNG sequences I've been saving. Yeah, you win. I don't want anything to do with that. Do we think this is working? 2 minutes left. And do we have enough space? Maybe. There are 3 that are broken and 1 is a placeholder object. Awesome. Is it possible that it only works in Linux? I don't know what to delete. Oh yeah, I was gonna try and move that stuff. Yeah, files are done. AI comfy output. Yeah, I'm gonna move all this output. Boink. X movies, AI ComfyUI 2023 October 16 gigs. All right, it'll be good to get that off the drive. All right, let's go back and read this again. Wait, install requirements at text. Are you friggin' kidding me? So this needs WSL, it looks like, because the TensorFlow thing is broken in Windows. They should mention that. They should mention that on the page. Oh. Do I feel like going down the WSL rabbit hole tonight? Oh. Just to find out that I still can't get PyTorch or whatever and TensorFlow working. That's a toughie. Oh, wait, let's check issues. No. Oh, screw it. Don't I have WSL installed? Did I do that wrong? WSL. What does it mean, WSL? How do they have a Discord? There would be somebody who'd be like, yeah, you're too stupid to install it. Don't bother. Let's go over to the Discord and see what they're saying. There's 9 people in the Discord. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's funny. Discord is for discussion. We have some ideas on the GitHub README for how to improve the model. And welcome. But no help channels or anything. All right. How to install Linux on Windows with WSL. I feel like I've already done this. Open PowerShell or Windows command prompt. Open as bin. And it was what? WSL install. Yeah, it's already installed. So how do I use it? So what distro should I install? I don't know anything about Linux anymore. WSL install the, I guess Ubuntu, right? WSL list online. Oh, I put Ubuntu. WSL install the Ubuntu. Should I mess up? Oh, install. Oh, capital D. The capital D is for derp. Oh, there we go. I think we're installing Ubuntu. This is a lot of work for something that's definitely not going to work. But we're creatively exploring, people. We're just bashing our heads against Linux. Well, I'm bashing my head. You're just watching. All right, I'm going to kill Comfy, and we'll come back to that stuff after. But I really do want to try to get this working. I think it'd be very cool. It's going to work. Yeah, exactly. It's going to work. Enter my new Unix username. I'm just going to do this over here. Purz. All right. We're in Linux for some reason. To run a command as administrator. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so make directory Python tools. Hotshot. Hey, all right. Okay, let's try all that other stuff. Oh, I'm going to just delete all that crap from the Windows folder then. Or maybe I should just move it over. Does it like mount like a drive? Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it'll be on as when it's done, it'll be up. It just stays on. Can I not move it over there though? Really? All right. Wait, no, there must be a way. How, like, oh, easy. Hell yeah, baby. Python tools. Did I delete the? Oh, did I delete it? No, okay. Copy this our hotshot and main. No, to skadoosh, baby. Oh, this ain't my first Linux rodeo. It's like my 3rd Linux rodeo. Now this is exciting. Watching somebody use Linux on Windows on YouTube. Oh yeah, good point. I should have moved it. LOL. I don't have the space. Oh, we're fired. We're fired. Yeah, I guess I could delete it and move it, right? Is there a -R for move, or will it just move recursively like this? I can't remember. It'll just move the whole folder, all right. That'll do it. I assume it does. We'll see. I don't really want to dual boot Ubuntu for this. Not even a little bit. Things are moving. How do I have less space? What is happening? Maybe I have automatic 1111 stuff I can move over. Yeah, I do. Stills. Ooh, that'll be big. A couple outputs there, eh? Deform be deforming. 63 gigs of outputs from automatic 1111. All right, well, that'll move over as this goes. Hopefully, we'll win the race. No, we're not going to win the race. I don't understand why this move is not moving. Maybe it delete. Yeah, that's so weird. Segmentation fault? Okay. How do I uninstall Linux? Yeah, I ran out of space, but I need to delete it. Yeah, I like, why? Where does it store it? Can't find it. Okay, so Windows must store that file somewhere. Yeah, that's it. How to completely unregister? Unregister, all right. Would have never guessed that, but sure. Okay, you're good, you're good, you're good. All right, so we want a command. We want it in admin mode. WSL unregistered. I can't tell if that did anything or not. I guess so. Yeah, that was bullshit. All right, let's let this transfer go for a little bit and get these files onto my NAS and then jeez. Okay, let's reinstall this and maybe just was it install Ubuntu? No. WSL -D. All right, let's go that again, Ubuntu. I'm just gonna download it the old-fashioned way. Try and do the repo pulls in Ubuntu. See you later. Thanks for hanging out. Where's the GitHub? Yeah. Let's do these one by one. Pip. Okay. Sudo install Python 3 pip. Interesting. Pip install Python 3. What the ever love? Didn't it just tell me to do that? Sudo apps install Python 3 dash. No installation candidate? The hell does that mean? Bruh. Okay. Apt sudo apt install where were we? You know what it is now? Ah! Take that. Oh my god. All right. Hey Andy. Watching me fight with Linux. We got pip installed. Okay, now what? Pip install virtual environment. Okay. Did I not just do that? Sure, go nuts. I'm just gonna hit yes to everything. Okay, create a virtual environment. Okay. Source activate. Things are happening. The things that we wanted to happen are happening. Oh god. Oh yeah, because I have to download the requirements. That's fine. We can do this. I have faith in our abilities to not screw this up too bad. So I wanna git clone this, yeah. I'm going to hotshot and then this. Things are happening. Oh, sick. Yeah. That'd be really cool. Or like export as SVG somehow. Gotta be a pipeline for diffusion to SVG, right? Paths. Maybe there's some ML way to generate the paths really easily from just regular. Well, this is a lot further than we got with the last install, that's for sure. I have a feeling if I did this in a Conda virtual environment, it might have worked, but whatever. Let's try this. Maybe it can install the right kind of TensorFlow. A bunch of stuff happened. How much space do I have now? All right, 24 gigs. Should be enough to get this first one anyway. Git LFS install. LFS appears to be a git command running because maybe git LFS is broken. Sudo apt get. Is it apt install? Okay, let's try that again. Heck yeah. Okay. And let's clone. Maybe Linux will have a better chance of downloading that file from GitHub. I'd like a more verbose output. 50%? Whoa! Do we think it's going to work? My money's on it's going to fail. And because I can only access the files from... Oh, did it crash? Did it crash? Yeah, it crashed. Ran out of space again. Okay. WSL unregister Ubuntu. Is it still running? Why is it taking so long to unregister? Oh, there it goes. Okay, it's done. What can I just delete? There must be something I can just delete. We're so close. I just keep running out of freaking hard drive space. Do I have anything large in my downloads folder? Oh yeah, all kinds of large stuff. 18 gigs is not gonna be enough though. But we can go back to where we were anyway. Okay. At least it installs Linux really fast. How did I fix that? Oh yeah, sudo apt update. Right on. Glad to hear it. Right, this. Yeah, we work surprisingly well with video. As long as the character doesn't turn around. Oh, right. There we go. All right, let's prepare the environment and then just keep trying to delete some more stuff maybe. Close Blender. Close this. Close WizTree. Close Epic. Close all this stuff. Resolve. No, shouldn't do that. I should close all these though. All right. I don't need this anymore. Or this. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I know. I really want to get this hotshot thing going. Yeah, I guess I could get rid of some of these larger models I'm not actually using right now. All the XL ones. Always re-download these later. No big deal. Bye-bye. If that's not enough space, I don't know at this point what to say. We got 88 gigs free. Should we try it? Yeah, I'm going to try it. Push that luck. Sudo apt install git lfs. Git lfs install hooks. Does it need to be in that folder though? Isn't that the exact same? Am I doing this wrong? Maybe it's supposed to go into this folder. Oh, it goes in here. It's just the same. It's just the same file name, I guess. Same folder name. Same repo name. All right, let's watch our hard drive space just evaporate now. I have more somehow. All right, stand up, stretch your legs. Back in 5. I'm not really leaving. I'm just going to stand up and stretch. I'm here, though. I'll pull my mic up. Do we think it's going to 50%? I may or may not have just gotten access to a Google Colab. that does this hotshot business. May or may not. Actually, raw Linux environment, easy to use. Oh, strange. Take it easy, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. Must be late as hell there. Oh, 75%. Did I run that? Just ran inference. How'd it go? Did it work? Honestly, been meaning to set up like a Ubuntu WSL thing for these little things that come out, and they're hard to set up in Windows because, like, I know there are certain TensorFlow issues with Windows and NVIDIA and licensing and all that stuff. So, as annoying and boring as this is, it's gonna be good to have an interface for doing this kind of stuff. Oftentimes, honestly, Windows is the problem. Nice. I already deleted Starfield. How much more friggin' hard drive space do I need for this stuff? Go over to Twitter and have a look at that. Nice. Hello, check. Ah, yes, I've been talking this whole time. Fantastic. My cable fell out. Killing it. I was saying it seems to be going a lot faster for the second pack here. 75%. Yeah, I've been here just yammering away. I looked down and my mic thing wasn't lighting up, so I was like, ah. Derp. Yeah, this is really exciting. I mean, it will be if I can get it running. Or just filtering content on YouTube, you know? Literally. Whatever that means. Let's go 100%. Let's go. All right, let's go back to the thing and see if we can figure out how to use it before we get there. Text to GIF, inference.py. So we can probably just open this up in Sublime Text. File, open folder, and then we'll open up the... Oh, no, we can't because it's in frickin' Linux. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay. Right, so we can't access the Linux files from Windows, so I can't use a text editor in Windows to edit the Linux files. So... Cool. I guess I'll just use a text editor in Linux. Can I open up a new tab? No, how do I open up another? How to open another? Oh, I use screen stuff maybe. Open another instance of WSL, same session. No, just want like another terminal window of WSL. Okay, I think that's what I wanted. Wait, is this done or did I fuck up? I don't really care if I can just go in and edit it in real time with a second. I just wanted a second terminal, but I'm worried I broke this. Hopefully it's still just doing stuff. Oh, yeah. Encounter one file that's probably effed up. All right, let's go look at the SDXL 512 UNet 10 gig, 10.2 gigs is what it is on the thing. So yeah, all right. Do we have Pico? Oh heck yeah, Pico inference. Okay, easy peasy. So Pico. Path to stable diffusion base unit. What? So we're gonna try the SDXL path probably. 512 one. Just downloaded it. I've got a second window so I can look. Shot. And I don't want a LoRa for now. Hopefully that's right. It's downloading the fucking. Oh, love it. I love it. Just run the first command with no unit. With no unit? Like just prompt? Oh, this one. I didn't even see that. In a while. That's. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Why does it have to download so much stuff? Where is it putting it? Good lord. Uses diffusers to find the pipeline. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. The collabs version is looking a lot more appealing right now. I mean, it will feel good to get over this hurdle and get it working, but also 90 gigs. Oh no, down to 60. Uh-oh. It's downloading two 12 gig models. Where's all my... So can I delete all the original ones? Or is it like replacing them? Or is it putting them into some folder I'll never be able to find? I have so many questions. More files. At least they have progress bars this time. Oh yeah, we're way off comfy now. Sorry, I'm way off the beaten path. This thing came out 5 hours ago called Hot Shot. I'm just trying it out. It's like a text to GIF model, but also does control net and LoRa stuff. You see here, it's based on SDXL. Trippy. Yeah. I mean, I don't even think you can Google this thing. I will say I had a lot of trouble installing it in Windows and had to go the Linux route. Pretty much the last hour and a half has just been like, why won't this work in Windows? Screw it. We're going WSL. Oh, you need about 300 gigabytes free. Just kidding. It just downloads these models a bunch of times. Yeah, it's like Evolved is like yeah, it's like a different version of AnimateDiff ComfyUI nodes that has a sliding context scale, so like it's not aborted. Cannot load library libcuda nn infer. Cannot open shared object file, no such file or directory. Cool. Oh, did I not run setup? Maybe that's the problem? No. Oh no. Is that what happened here maybe? Could not know. Let's see what's this. Sudo app. Do I know what version of CUDA I need for this? 85096. CU11. So how would I install that, do you think? Is there a way to force the version, or should I just do this? See what happens. I'm tempted to just YOLO this. I guess we could always just install a different version if this isn't right. Of course I want to download another 6 gigabytes of fucking shit. I love machine learning. Yeah, we're this far in. This is happening. Should be a little faster now. My computer's not writing out anymore, I think. Well, I wonder if it was slow because I was writing to my network area storage. Probably was. Didn't even occur to me. Get the toolkit for Linux. What do I do there? How do I get that? What's that? Am I not getting the toolkit now? Is there a different toolkit I need? NVIDIA SMI does that command work. Whoa. Oh! Holy shit! Woo! So we're folded over into my RAM here, so it's gonna run slow as 20 minutes. Yeah. That being said, is this because we're not using the 512 SDXL model? Like, how do I enable that one? Because I think that's half the problem, right? I'm inferring too large. Got it to work though. So let's try that the other one where you select the UNet or whatever. And maybe we can select the SDXL one that we downloaded. I don't know. I'm kind of just fumbling around in the dark with this stuff, but oh, that's the one it installed. Can't do anything other than the example. Bummer. So just don't have enough VRAM to make this happen, eh? Already hit the wall with my 3090. That sucks. Just gonna try this real quick because I doubt it'll work, but YOLO. More GPUs, please. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, no, it is there. Just air it out. It's just for Laura's. Probably need to download a different model for that. I think we're screwed. I wonder if this is a Linux thing. And now I wonder if I just install it with Conda. Probably right back to square one, but at this point I'm pretty invested. Pretty invested. I just don't understand why it takes 24 gigs of VRAM. I feel like something's broken. It's like using 2 gigs just randomly. I wonder if that was what was spilling me over. Like, I wonder if it's streaming. Like, if I were to like go offline and try this, if it would be just enough VRAM to pull it off, because I don't think I was even spilled over 2 gigs in. But damn, that's close, eh? I really wanted to make Drake licking his lips and staring through a window at a cupcake. I'm gonna try Conda just to humor myself. Yeah, go away. And so we go command prompt. Run as admin. It was WSL on, was it unregister on lower video duration? Oh yeah, what was yours set to? 4 by default? Maybe I should jump back in real quick and see. Try video duration like 1. Is that slower or is that less? Or is it more? Python command not found? Oh, I know why. Is that is this just gonna make like 1 image? Oh, 2.6 over 17 minutes. You can do that stuff with Vanilla Blender. Better download the models again. Pardon me. Man, I feel like it's so close. Calling in the big guns. Download, download, download. Still going to take all the VRAM in the world. I'm just curious. What is happening? What is happening? Did that just work? How the hell can I look at this image? Fucking Linux, man. Okay, I made an image. Now what? Where was that? It was here. So I just did one image. Confusing. Well, I don't want to give up immediately, so I'm going to try one more thing. File, save a copy in drive. There we go. T4 high RAM. When in doubt, try sketchy Google Colabs notebook. At least the downloads will be fast. Oh, another 5-hour stream. I just want to do one generation. Not looking like it. It might if I'm not streaming. I'm going to try it later. But I don't think so. It looks like it takes like 25 or 26 gigs of VRAM. I'm sure that'll change. Somebody will figure something out. For now, I'm just going to try it on Google Colabs real quick. See if it works. Have a good night. I'm going to be out pretty soon, too. I just want to get this thing working. I'm probably going to cut it off around the 5-hour mark, but thanks for hanging out. Thanks, everybody who came out. Yeah, I'll be back at it probably Thursday or Friday. Have a good night. I did, but I don't anymore. This is probably not going to work. How much RAM does T4 give you? 12 gigs? Yeah, this ain't going to work. Probably have to jump on an A100 or something. Once it's done installing, though, it should be in my Google Drive, so I can try switching it out. Hopefully. It even takes forever on Google Colabs. Holy cow. Just sitting in terminal for hours. Yeah, it's great. I wish it worked. It would have been so much cooler. I do wonder if it's because the servers are just like getting attacked right now with people trying this thing out, but I'd be surprised if that's what it is. You think Google would like cache this stuff locally and then just like propagate it instead of downloading it from Hugging Face every time? Unless the file changed, right? No, it's going to fail. 100%. But once it's done, hopefully I can just swap out for an A100. Do they still give A100s for free? Maybe they don't. I used to be subscribed. Yeah, I think maybe this just might be screwed up for tonight. Curious if it's going to finish or not. The fact that it's just like pegged. I guess it's like unpacking something that's really, really compressed, maybe. Just don't know why it would take so long. Okay. See if it complains. It's doing the thing where it's downloading the things again. I think it's faster than my local machine was, though. Maybe? Nope, not faster. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Just want to get all the files into the right place before I try and swap out. But I have a feeling you can't get access to A100s anymore on the free version. Nah, it's not to be this evening. I want to runtime. Let's connect and delete. We tried. You can't say we didn't try. I will give it a shot when I'm not streaming and see if it's just because I was streaming, but I think it's just still a little bit over the limit, so we're probably screwed there. But yeah, I had a really good stream, had a good time. It was really fun playing with AnimateDiff. Really fun trying to dig into this Python stuff, but yeah, screwed up. All right. Have a great night, everybody, and I will see you next time, which is probably Thursday or Friday. All right. Bye-bye.